Imagine that you have been getting gang stalked for about 4 or 5 years, where people have been following you, you have been carrying loud engines, and then one day you go get blood work done, and you walk out of the blood donation facility, and as soon as you walk out, you see a homeless person outside going like this, looking at you. And then you walk to your car, and there is a syringe right at the entrance, like right on the floor, right before you enter into your car. Then you look around to see if anyone dropped it, right? And there's another person standing by your car, and the person just goes like that. That same afternoon, you go to work, and many people just start doing that. You start seeing that everywhere. Everyone starts doing that. As soon as you look at them, they just do this while they look at you. That is step 8 of how to gang stalk someone. Keep watching so you can understand the psychology behind gang stalking sensitization. So even though at first sight, doing this has no meaning, it is just a gesture. But when you add people that have continuously harassed you, stolen from you, moved your shit around, fucked with your workout, even hidden behind your car on a corner and swaying your car for hours on end, anything that comes from a group of people begins to have a meaning. The truth of gang stalking is that the target is harassed so much through various methods that the target begins to be confused. Everyone has like just scratched here. And what gang stalking does is that they make you uncomfortable so that you feel anguish whenever you see that. You're supposed to see this as a sign of gang stalking activity. But for the gang stalking to be really effective, the target has to be literally worn down heavily, like really, 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 really heavily. At this point, I was sober. So a lot of the gang stalking intents of breaking me needed a lot more work. So the sensitization intents of gang stalking weren't doing anything. They literally just weren't. But I saw the intents of gang stalking. So if you're trying to sensitize a target to anything, you need to push it a lot harder. And you need to make sure that the target is really tired. Because when this was happening, God, my face is so greasy. Because when this is happening, if the target isn't sensitized enough, it is not going to be effective. Look, all these things that gang stalkers tried to impose on me, they worked. But I knew too much about gang stalking, so things only worked for a couple of minutes. And then it wore off because I understood too much of gang stalking. I learned how to manage my mind in a way that I didn't allow it to make conclusions. I didn't allow it to conclude that this was a sign of gang stalking abuse. When gang stalkers picked me, they picked the wrong target. They have to pick someone who doesn't know about narcissistic personality disorder. Like, they're supposed to get a show of the target running away or doing something. But during the 7 years, I was only like shook once. The first time. The time that I thought gang stalking was real. That felt like a huge production. Oh my God. Which I talked in another video. But anyways, going back to the main crux of this video, is that gang stalkers tried to sensitize me to this. And if you wanna sensitize any target to that, you have to push the concept further. Like, that wasn't tied to anything because I never shot up any drugs. Gang stalking has most of the power if it's tied in to an actual negative experience. For example, once my roommate caught me doing a line. and then next thing I know, everyone in the living facility is going, and then at work, like everyone. So then, I mean, when you feel like everyone knows everything about you, that actually made me feel shame. And you know, I don't care. You're like, I really don't. But like, at that point, I did. So like, whenever someone did, I thought to myself, oh my God, they know that I was doing a line of coke in my room, you know. It just felt like that. So then because that was tied into a negative experience, and then everyone for long enough, we're doing, that I had like an anxiety attack. It was weird. That's the only time that I've been like, "Ugh," because I just couldn't deal with it anymore. Everyone literally, it was like, I was surrounded by like at least 100 people. I'm not kidding you. In a living facility. And everyone was just like, whenever I would walk by, and it just fucking got on my nerves. Like, I don't think it was an anxiety attack. I was just fucking annoyed that I couldn't do anything, you know. But that was when I was actually being sensitized to like, that actually had an effect. Like, it gave me anxiety for like 1 minute, but then it went away. But after that, I always for until like lately, I noticed, even I began doing it, you know. So like in gang stalking, when you're pushing something onto a target, it has to be pushed like really hard. Really fucking hard. Like hard as fuck. Until the person starts shaking. I'm not kidding. Because the times that I wasn't shook, I was over it in like 5 minutes. Anyways, that's it for this video on the... so right now, I'm just sharing this ineffective tries of gang stalkers to sensitize me. On the next video, I'm gonna tell you about Liliana Juarez, the owner of Extraordinary Fruits, who herself told me that she and her group of friends were sensitizing me to the colors. Okay, bye.